Thank you to Anita Craig from Staffordshire Mediation for joining me today to talk about family mediation. Just got a couple of questions for you, Anita, if you wouldn't mind. What is mediation for a family?
So, mediation for a family is a form of what lawyers call a DR, alternative dispute resolution.
Right.
So, an alternative to the courts and an opportunity to make decisions for yourselves in agreement rather than handing over those decisions to a judge or a court.
So a family can come to you to decide various things. What are the usual topics that you see talked about?
So we usually split it in family issues into three different strands. One is child arrangements, so anything to do with the child, who he or she should live, where have contact, how contact should look. The second one being finances. So we have either been cohabiting and bought places together, or we have been married and now we want to separate those finances. The third branch, what we call an all issues, which is some child arrangements and some financial issues to discuss.
So how would a couple approach you?
Usually one person from the couple would find us either via the website or might be referred to us by a legal advisor that they're seeing. That one person would first of all come for a meeting by themselves, a confidential meeting called a MIAM, where there's a two-way exchange of information, an assessment by the mediator that mediation is appropriate, and then followed by a decision of that party that, having had all the information about court and mediation, has chosen to go forward to mediation. Then the second party would be invited for a similar confidential meeting. If both parties then want to go forward, mediation can begin.
Brilliant. Have they got to sit in the same room to mediate?
They don't need to. If they prefer to be in separate rooms or even online, we can accommodate all of that.
So you could see clients from all over England and Wales?
And internationally, yes.
Ah,
yeah.
Very good. So this all can be done online in separate rooms in the online platform as well?
Again, and either or everybody together on the same screen, in which we would call a screen online, or within the platform of Zoom, we can put people in different what we call breakout rooms, and the mediator would visit one, visit the other. Neither party can then see or hear each other throughout the course of that mediation session.
And I believe there's some funding available for mediation.
Absolutely, yes. It's been running for about 2 years now. No sign yet as to when it will end, but it's been given by the Ministry of Justice predominantly to keep parties out of court where it's appropriate to do so. The voucher is for £500. Now, bearing in mind, it doesn't cover the cost of the MIAM meeting, but when both parties have decided that mediation should go ahead, that that Ministry of Justice voucher will typically cover the whole of the first session and 2/3 of the second.
Wow, so that's really good. Why would you choose mediation over going straight to court?
Mediation traditionally is less fraught, it's cheaper, it's much quicker. And for me, the most important thing when families are involved, there are children who really love parents often exactly the same and don't want to see them falling out. And it can help parents to arrive at a state of co-parenting where the children can look at them and follow their blueprint for reaching agreement in all decisions throughout the children's lives.
And Staffordshire Mediation, tell me a little bit about that. You're a barrister and so is the other partner?
Yeah, so it's the two directors are myself, Anita Craig, and Edward Palmer, both family barristers. I was called to the bar and I'm now non-practicing. I lectured in university for many years. Edward Palmer continues to work as a family litigator, so representing different parties in court, either when they haven't chosen mediation or where mediation isn't appropriate.
Right, so you really have got some phenomenal experience to provide to your mediation parties. And what's the main piece of advice you'd give to a couple thinking about entering into mediation?
So my advice would be that the process of mediation, unlike a court date that is maybe 15 minutes or an hour, to attempt to resolve all the issues within the dispute that have probably taken years and years to accrue. The point of mediation is to change the stance of the parties, to turn them into co-parents who can together but separately raise their children in a non-threatening, in a cooperative and a co-parenting way.
That is just superb, and I'm sure you have so much success in doing that. Just the last thing from me, what's the USP of Staffordshire Mediation?
Staffordshire Mediation is a small company. We've been up and running for about 12 years.
Great.
We are currently bringing through other mediators as part of a training process. We are involved heavily in the training of other mediators, such are our qualifications. Our pedigree speaks for itself. Go and have a look at our website.
That sounds fantastic. So if you'd like more information on Staffordshire Mediation, go to www.staffordshiremediation.co.uk.